Agreements will be published in the next couple of days once the details are finalized.
السؤال الرابع والأخير قناة الجزيرة العربية.
Your Excellency, Adnan Bourina from Al Jazeera. Question number 1. Do you think that this agreement will lead to a permanent ceasefire? In other words, do you believe the guarantees are strong enough to ensure that Israel will commit to all articles of the agreement? Question 2. Between today and Sunday, what will the situation be like in the Gaza Strip? And question 3, if you allow me, what contributed to the success of the mediation this time around, and what did Qatar offer this time, and what will Qatar's role be like in the implementation of the agreement? Truth be told, you had me lost because I was focused on question number 1. Can you please go over the questions again? Question number 1, do you believe that this time the deal will lead to a permanent ceasefire? All right, wait here and then you'll ask the other questions later. Regarding the implementation of this agreement, first off, like I said, the implementation depends upon the parties as well as the goodwill of the parties, and this is what we are hoping. Of course, regarding the guarantees, the best guarantee would be the commitment of all parties to the agreement and the articles of the agreement. In addition, there are guarantees provided by the guarantors and the mediators of this agreement that will guarantee the continuation of negotiations throughout the first phase, while we wait for phase 2, where we will be announcing the complete withdrawal and the end of the war. A series of measures will be taken in the next few days in order to reinforce and shield this agreement. Between today and Sunday, when the agreement enters into force, what will the situation be like in the Gaza Strip? Of course, we ask that the situation be calm between today and Sunday. However, the parties recognize that the agreement requires a couple of days in order.
If a man really hated ads, here's what he would do. Day 1, he would install Pi on his computer without spending a dime because it's 100% free. Day 2, he realizes how clean and clutter-free his browsing experience has been since he got Pi. He doesn't have to deal with annoying cookie pop-ups or targeted ads. Day 3, he can finally binge YouTube and Twitch without interruption because Pi works on every website you visit on Chrome. Day 4, he discovers that when he does see ads, he can get paid to see them. Day 5, his life has improved 1,000 times because of the peace he gets from experiencing an ad-free internet. He decides he never wants to go back to life without Pi and tells all his friends and family to download it. See how Pi can improve your life today.
Into the details, however, as I stated earlier, in the past few days, there were some serious efforts by all partners. We were all working as a single team in order to come up to the agreement that was reached today. We had back-to-back meetings over the past 4 days. We were communicating continuously at those meetings in the presence of the Qatari delegation, the Egyptian delegation, as well as the American delegation, and of course the presence of the two parties to the conflict. And thankfully today we managed to reach this stage, and what we hope is that we begin the implementation and that the first phase be successful so that we can get to the second stage that will put a complete end to the war, God willing. What the people of Gaza have experienced is quite something. We have seen over 467 days of destruction and continuous bombardment. They deserve to rest and they deserve to have a permanent ceasefire after everything that's been destroyed. I thank you. With that, we close the press conference for tonight.
air defenses, but avoiding an escalatory cycle of an all-out war.
The United States also organized a coalition of 20 countries to stand up to attacks by the Houthis, including their missile attacks in Israel. Then, Hezbollah, another of Hamas's strongest backers, was significantly weakened on the battlefield, and its leadership was destroyed. With our support, Israel negotiated a ceasefire with them, and after that, Lebanon finally elected a new president who's not beholden to Hezbollah, and he can begin a new chapter for the Lebanese people. All told, these developments in the region, which the United States helped to shape, changed the equation. And so now, the terror network that once protected and sustained Hamas is far weaker. Iran is weaker. Iran is weaker than it's been in decades. Hezbollah is badly degraded. And after more than 15 months of war, Hamas's senior leaders are dead. Thousands of Hamas fighters are dead. And the military formations have been destroyed. With nowhere to turn, Hamas finally agreed to releasing hostages. You know, there was no other way for this war to end than with a hostage deal. And I'm deeply satisfied this day has finally come, for the sake of the people of Israel and the families waiting in agony, and for the sake of the innocent people in Gaza who suffered unimaginable devastation because of the war. The Palestinian people have gone through hell. Too many innocent people have died. Too many communities have been destroyed. In this deal, the people of Gaza can finally recover and rebuild. They can look to a future without Hamas in power. You know, the Bible says, blessed are the peacemakers. Many peacemakers helped make this deal happen, including an extraordinary team of American diplomats who have worked nonstop for months to get this done. Secretary Blinken led the effort. Secretary Jake Sullivan, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, Bill Burns, John Feiner, Brett McGurk, Amos Hochstein, and the Vice President worked relentlessly as we work to deliver this deal. I'd also note this deal was developed and negotiated under my administration, but its terms will be implemented, for the most part, by the next administration. In these past few days, we've been speaking as one team. This has been a time of real turmoil in the Middle East. But as I prepare to leave office, our friends are strong, our enemies are weak, and there's genuine opportunities for a new future. In Lebanon, there's an opportunity for a future, free from the grip of Hezbollah. In Syria, a future free from the tyranny of Assad. And for the Palestinian people, a credible pathway to a state of their own. And for the region, a future of normalization, integration of Israel and all its Arab neighbors, including Saudi Arabia. At the G20 in Delhi in September 23, I rallied key countries behind a vision of an economic corridor from India across the Middle East to Europe. That vision can now become a reality. There are risks as well, including ISIS and Iran, even in a badly weakened state, but we're handing off then to the next team a real opportunity for a better future for the Middle East. I hope they will take it. Let me close with this. My friend for years in the United States Senate, former Senator George Mitchell, who did so much to forge peace in Northern Ireland, once said about diplomacy, he said, it is 700 days of failure and 1 day of success. 700 days of failure and 1 day of success. Well, we've had many difficult days since Hamas began its terrible war. We've encountered roadblocks and setbacks. We've not given up. And now, after more than 400 days of struggle, a day of success has arrived. God bless all the hostages and their families. May God protect the troops of all those who work for peace.
Mr. President, how do you see the future of Gaza now? As you were saying, the implementation of this deal will be in the hands of the next administration, and basically they will shape the future of Gaza. So how do you see this future? And also, how much credit do you give to the Trump team for this deal. Trump is already taking credit for it.
Well, you know, this is the exact framework of the deal I proposed back in May. Exact. And we got the world to endorse it. Secondly, it's America's support for Israel that helped them badly weaken Hamas and its backers and create the conditions for this deal. And thirdly,
I knew this deal would have to be implemented by the next team, so I told my team to coordinate closely with the incoming team to make sure we're all speaking with the same voice, because that's what American presidents do. Thank you.
In the, how many Americans will be released when the hostages are being released?
All the exact detail of how many people are being held, how many bodies will be returned and less, will all be forthcoming. All of it, all of it. Thank you.
This deal will hold.
I'm confident. Thank you.
Folks, credit for this, Mr. President, you or Trump?
Is that a joke? Oh, thank you.
محمود في قزاز مويه بلجيها ضاع قزاز مويه.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now, and the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products, and we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
جاب هذا الفاتح هي جاب هذا هي سلبي بس تعود لنا ولا بكاري في قبل الجرحى ولا هنون واحد ما اسال قول لهم يا عم هيك كيف بنوك عاد الله على باش يسلم البريد تسلم علي